Dad? Dad? Dad?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Just wanted to give a quick intro. What's up? It's late. If you hear the snoring in the background, it's not me, it's my dog, Bob. Bob is in the studio, passed out. Classic. If you're on my Instagram, you know this dog sleeps like 20 fucking 3 hours a day. It's like a little prisoner in lockdown. It's actually pretty funny. So I got a great episode here. I want to talk about my episode last week just for a couple minutes. I got a lot of very touching phone calls and texts and emails. Yeah, I had a tough week. Everybody has a tough week. It happens. It happens, and this is my outlet, and this is where I choose to talk about it. Now, the stuff may have happened last week, most of it. Some of it happened a couple weeks ago. There's all kinds of stuff in play, but I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm journaling like a crazy person. No, I say that. It's not crazy to journal. I'm just journaling a lot. I've become a little bit softer, a little bit calmer, of course. I've been extremely humbled over the last couple of weeks. I can't even really describe it. It's late. It's 1. It's 1, and I'm going to put this podcast out at like 1:20. So you're getting a real hot take on this intro. Kind of put it off a little, your boy has been doing work, and it has just, I've asked the universe for more opportunity and jobs, and they are coming, and I'm stoked, but it's also pushed a lot of shit way back. So, I'm trying to get the day squared away. I'm trying to get everything together, and it's hard. It's hard, but it's good. So I'm not too concerned with everything that I'm taking on. This episode is full of good stuff. I edited this, and I used a lot of poor language, so I tried to edit it a little bit, but definitely going to change my approach in the future, so don't sweat it. So we're all good there. In this episode, we talk with the great Arnold. He's a great artist. He's a set decorator. He's a man of all kinds of stuff. He's really a very smart, emotionally intelligent guy. So sweet. I only keep sweet ones around. I don't like mean people, for the most part. But he's a sweet guy. We talk all about relationships. We talk about, I don't know how to really phrase this, like maybe the one that got away for him, or, just like someone who's, in this life, it's tough to find someone you can connect with and be intimate with. And we talk about intimacy in this episode a lot, and like what it kind of means to us. And we kind of filter it through the love languages. And, I've talked about this a lot, and I, they're different, they're changing for me, but this is pretty accurate to where they're at right now, and it's a lot of fun. And I trail off into my own world and talk about my own personal shit and ex-girlfriends and other stuff that's going on. I kept kind of quiet. I was in listening mode as opposed to Brad. I kind of, I drug him down a shitty road at the end of our pod, but this one was really good. I had a lot of fun. Aaron's a really, like I said, he's a smart guy, great artist, good times. This week is equally crazy, but in a good way, like a good opportunity way. Stuff's coming my way, which I feel good about. I've had some unexpected texts. I've had some, other people hit me up. It's just like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm really trying to work on boundaries. I'm trying to work on just being okay with the shittiness of things. But the point is I'm working on it. And that's all that kind of matters, right? Come on. What do you want from me? Come on. It's a long one. It's a long convo. So strap in. get ready. I sit down with my good pal, good artist, great artist. Who are we fucking kidding here? Great artist, great human being, super emotionally intelligent, which we love here at the Up Late Show. Jason is up late. It's fucking late. Oh my God, what am I doing? It's late as fuck. All right. Enjoy. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jason from Jason is Up Late. You know, the podcast. My life's falling apart. God is great, or whatever. We're coming here with another great in-studio guest. He's an artist. He's a set dresser. He's a hell of a disc golfer. I really, you know, what's crazy is we met each other through a mutual friend. And now we're video game buddies.
Yeah.
And now we play disc golf together. But more importantly, we have really great conversations about intimacy. And we're going to talk about that all on this episode of Jason is Up Late. Welcome the great guest, Aaron Arnold, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Is this where we're going to add the applause in? Like,
there is no applause at all. It's just Dylan's deep sighs usually.
Okay. Well, you know, if you wanted to start with my episode with like, you know, an applause. That might be okay.
I see that your ego has met us all very early. So we're all excited to see Aaron's ego with applause.
And now I'm just going to disappoint everyone the rest of the time.
Not at all. Not at all. Man, you know what's so crazy? We've had a pretty good day, man. We've fucking played disc golf. We watched the sun go down. We both decided I think we live on Mars now.
Yeah, that sun when it set, it was the brightest orange I've ever seen it ever be. And it was crazy that we could actually like stare at it. It probably still wasn't great for our eyes, but the fact that you could actually stare directly at it and be like, oh shit, that's the sun.
Right. Yeah, I felt like I was in Star Wars. I felt like I was like, oh, the sun's like I stopped at the T. I was like, Jesus, I gotta watch this for a minute. It's so fucking beautiful.
It was really cool because right on like I don't know what hole it was, but a shot where we were like shooting into the sun. So we just took a couple extra minutes. That was gorgeous.
It was nice, right?
Awesome. Yeah.
It's really like beautiful at Liberty Park.
Minus the smoke and bad air quality. I mean, that's kind of probably
that's why it gave us the orange sun. Yeah, of course.
Probably took a couple days off our life just being out there for a couple hours.
Between us, we probably smoked 100 cigarettes with being out in the outside air, right, Dylan? Right, about 100 cigarettes. So, you know, I've you know, we became friends through a mutual friend and like hanging out and like, you know, you're cool people. And I've really recently have like really started to admire your artwork and like you've kind of shared that more, which is nice. I just want to just kind of just briefly, like, when did you start doing art, or like when was art like because you're really good at it. Like
thank you.
Like you're very good at it, and you do all kinds of different drawings and paintings and ink and fucking canvas. And like, is that something that's like always like you've done?
Well, I mean, I've done theater. I've played music since I was 10 years old. I've kind of always felt like I was creative. My dad taught me how to use tools when I was younger, so I was kind of
you made with your hands.
Yeah. So
we were laughing earlier that you were like, you know, you were joking about like, oh, do I get on varsity or do I do the play or do I fucking?
I mean, it was a weird thing too.
It's a tough thing, right, Dill? Like, am I gonna be a varsity fucking football player? Or am I gonna be on stage?
Yeah, it was baseball, but
sorry, baseball.
That's all right, but. Yeah, and then I went with leading the school play. It was dope. It was actually, we were talking about improv today because you used to do improv. I did improv in high school as well.
Right.
And the play we did was Tony and Tina's Wedding.
Oh yeah.
Which you know that one where it's literally it's an improvised play. It's
improvised
about a wedding.
Yeah,
it's a wedding. But our year at Long Beach Poly High School, most of the seniors there, we were the ones that like kind of got the improv kind of program going there.
Right.
And so
little pioneer.
So it was cool that we had, you know, a lot of these improv people and we did it, and I was Tony of Tony and Tina's Wedding.
Dude, you're the
and we set it in 1985 New York is where it was supposed to take place.
Did you have a good New York accent?
It was a good enough like loose, dirty Jersey, New Yorkian accent.
So no.
It was a high school, whatever.
Yeah, they don't know. It
took me a while to get into it. For a while there, I was doing like the just to have a voice to try and get me into character. Where I was trying to figure it out, I would do like the was like the Simpsons. They had that like Delaware, like their JFK, like, hey, you're gonna enjoy this,
Right. Oh, you're gonna enjoy this.
Hey, come on over here, Buster. You know, like
It's very Massachusetts.
Yeah, it was definitely the wrong accent. My drama teacher did not care for that.
Right.
But
right.
you know, eventually got into it. It was actually a lot of fun. Yeah, so I've always been creative. I don't know if I've really tried painting when I was younger, but actually in college I had a scenic painting class. I was a theater major, and it was cool. We did like faux wood, faux marble, everything like that, and then our final was like old French advertisements. Mine was like for paper, like you know, like that absinthe with like the fairy,
Oh,
and everything
yeah,
like that,
yeah,
like that
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
that kind of
Right.
and yeah, and actually that one we probably spent like 20-25 hours on it, like in class various days going, and it's also hard because it was an 8 a.m. class,
Jesus
so
Christ.
it was hard for me to be
Art
partying
in the morning
and then
is
go
like the
and I
worst.
rode my bike to school,
Ugh.
so to have to ride my bike there and then be like
Ugh.
okay, hey, like half asleep painting. It was hard, but it was fun, and like I said, that painting is still hanging up in my apartment living room right now.
No shit.
Yeah, pretty dope.
Did you ever like paint any girls?
Well, this one is it's like a woman with like a harp, and she's like floating like love letters out into the whatever the
Well,
air.
that's very romantic.
It's very cool. But after that, I found out that I cannot paint figures. I tried to do faces. I tried to do a Jimi Hendrix one.
Mhm.
Tried to do another one. I tried to do trees for a while, so if you can see. And I just wasn't great at it. And you know, it was just more frustrating than anything.
Right.
So then I kind of just started doing like abstract stuff and like color mixing, and I've always liked Jackson Pollock and kind of some of his like spatter and
You showed me some of
swirls and
those
stuff
today
like
that were like I've really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed them.
I was thinking about it. One of those might actually look pretty good on the wall out there. So
Yeah,
I have to
hell yeah.
come bring one next time and try it out.
Dude, would love that. I also
Um,
love all the shape stuff you showed me in
Yeah.
the tricolor stuff.
So you know, a lot of that stuff, I like art when it's easy and it's calming. It's like it's a calming meditative kind of practice, and where my mind kind of just wanders and kind of just goes with it. So that's why I really like the abstract stuff. It's as opposed to like trying to like be in the lines or draw the lines and stuff like that.
So it's not more work. It's more of like a free flowy,
Yeah.
well, meditative, like get out of my normal, want to go somewhere and make something
and that's
kind of
why
deal.
I'm not always doing it. Like it actually took me almost 4.5 months into the quarantine or into the COVID times, whatever, before I actually
COVID
felt
times. How high are you, bro? You just looked over at both of us, and it was like Dylan, our producer, is like not here right now. And I'm sorry, go ahead. COVID
the
times.
red light that says record is not on.
It's
Is that
not on.
good?
It's
Yeah.
that good. He's just like, it's blinking.
But no, I you know, I didn't feel like painting at all, and I thought that was weird. But I was I was trying to as it comes, and then about 5 weeks ago I started painting again, and it's been 5 or 6, sometimes 7 days a week. I just have my canvases out and put my drop cloths in the living room, put on some movies. You know,
You like movies? Or are you more music?
I'll put on like classic movies,
Oh, okay.
like movies that I've seen before,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Good background. Like a
Yeah,
good
like background stuff. So like, I mean, every year I always watch the Man with No Name trilogy.
no shit.
Yeah, like all 3 of those are awesome, and I know those movies so well. But yeah,
Mhm.
I'll just be like, all right, pull out my canvases, paint, throw on the good, bad, and the ugly, and I know that movie, so it's kind of in the background as I'm painting. And it's also when I paint, it's not like I'm constantly painting.
Right.
I'll like be like intense in it for like 5-10 minutes, and then kind of
It
let that
almost-
set, and like go make a drink, watch a movie.
It almost feels like cooking, like you're cooking.
Yeah,
It almost feels like you're like, I'm doing this thing and I want to give it its attention, then I need to fucking walk away,
yeah.
have a moment, come back to
Well,
it.
and cooking, that's a great analogy actually, because with cooking, you can't always be cooking. You like at some point you have to kind of just let it sit.
Yeah.
And with some of my paintings, I let it dry or sometimes semi-dry, so it gets a little tacky, and then I'll mix some other stuff in there.
Got it.
And it's what I love about it is so I use house paint from Home Depot. That's
No shit.
what I use is paints, because I can get any fucking color I want and easy little sample things. But my thing to do is every time I go to Home Depot, I shouldn't be telling everyone all
Your secrets.
18 listeners.
You're right. Either 9 or 62, or it's either
around
one or
there.
the other. Yeah.
Yeah. But at Home Depot, they have Oops Paint. They have a rack of like, if someone buys a gallon of paint, they pay $35 for it, and they like try it on the wall, and they're like, oh, that's not what I want. They bring it back. And that $35 gallon is now $9 or $7, and some of them are like $2.
Man,
for
a frugal artist.
So every time I go in there, and that's actually kind of what I like is I'll go in there and just see what colors they have.
Mm-hmm.
Like yesterday, I went in, I was like, oh, this is a cool blue. Normally
Mm-hmm.
$15 for $2. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sure, that'll be a canvas or two. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to clean up my paint area, but I have quite a bit of paints that I've collected. But yeah, it's just house paint, and the cool thing about it is if I do something and I really just don't like it, I'll just fucking paint it yellow and try something else.
That's
or,
it, huh?
Just paint over it.
Reuse it.
And again, painting for me, I try for it to not be a stressful thing. For me, it's a stress reliever. It's a great day. It's a Saturday with nothing to do. Maybe cook a little lunch, hang out. Sometimes I have my record player right next in my living room, so sometimes I'll throw on some records or a movie. But yeah, no stress. So like, if anything gives me too much, I just, what? It's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Paint over it.
Yeah.
And sometimes the mistakes are actually what have made some of my paintings blue when we looked at earlier.
Dude, it's fucking so good too.
It didn't look great. I was like, there's something missing, and I was like, I don't know. And I was like, let me just try this.
Mm-hmm.
And a happy accident, and it just popped so much. And actually, that was the first of. I did a series of 4 of those paintings. That was the first of, and the other ones were after. But yeah,
happy accidents are so funny.
I mean, as long as you can try and at least learn from it. And that's the thing, and that's what I love about painting like that. And you can take that into so many other aspects of things that you do. It's just practice. That it's a canvas, and it's like, I try this thing. It's like, shit, it just wasn't what I wanted, and it turned it. But it's like, it's maybe something else. So you kind of try and mold it for something else. And as the ship's going down, you're like, fuck it, let me just try this one technique that I was thinking of, and maybe it works, and maybe it doesn't. Right at the very end of the canvas, and you're like, oh, you know what? That's a cool technique. I love if I do the brush this way with this color. That's dope. Let it dry, paint it white, paint it yellow, paint it dark, whatever you want, and then now you can start over. And like, using canvases is practice. Going in and just
got it.
I can't tell you how many times. So many of my canvases, the painting that's the last painting is like the 5th or 6th painting.
No shit
on it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you do any other forms of art besides painting?
Yeah. Been writing a little bit, but more like I really like the visual arts. I mean, I went to school to be a filmmaker.
Right.
I work in film. I work in television and film now as a set dresser and doing props.
Well, just like briefly, like where we connected was on the writing part, because we pitched each other our scripts and stuff, and like we're laughing and having a good time. And you are a very good writer. Let's not skip that. But I know you don't want to talk about that because it's in flux or whatever. But I see also you do a lot of photography, and I see a lot of really cool stuff. Like you showed me stuff today that I was like, okay,
yeah, no,
all right.
Yeah, the visual arts. The film is great because it's visual, it's art, like art department, set decoration, props, vehicles, acting, it's lights, it's the sound, it's the music, and it's all a bunch of arts coming together.
Hey, do me a favor, point the mic at your face a little bit.
Oh, did it slip a little bit?
Just a little bit. There you go. That's it.
But apart from that, yeah, photography. I've always loved photography, and the cool thing about photography and what I like about theater is, film really tends to kind of be realistic, and everything like that, and whereas theater and photography, you can do some crazy weird shit.
True. You can be real different with it.
I haven't gotten to this point yet. I've been just kind of I took some lighting classes for theater and film in college and stuff like that, and I've had roommates that went to New York Film Academy for cinematography. So he taught me about cameras and lighting. I taught him about set deck and everything like that. Put a painting on the wall, it changes. Bring this plant in, it changes your frame.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, he showed me that earlier. He's like, if you just move the camera a little bit up, it's you got more stuff. And I was like, all right, Dylan. Okay. all right. You're proving your worth, kid.
But yeah, so and then my roommate, who was a cinematography at New York Film Academy, he had his camera, and that's when I really kind of got. That's after that I bought my own camera, the Canon little
Right.
T3i or whatever.
Right,
and,
right.
Just learned, just learn by shooting, and then learn a little bit about lighting and messing around with lighting. And really what I would like to do, but I've never had the creative space for, was to do really like art directed photos. Like I've always wanted to build like a corner of a flat where it looks like the interior of like a burned mansion, where like the wallpapers, everything burned and
Mhm.
scorched and broken furniture,
Right.
and like this like gorgeous like woman, like perfectly made up, hair up, and like this like long gorgeous like evening dress or something like that. Just like really kind of juxtaposition between the beauty and like the torn old shriveled shit. Like I mean, just like do some weird stuff like that, where I could actually do. I've built flats and built sets and something like that
Mhm.
before, but never had the creative space. So until then, it's just what I've got. My apartment.
You got pretty big ideas, though. I mean,
yes.
just what you just pitched right now was like pretty extravagant. It's not like
absolutely. And the thing is, I've tried multiple times throughout the years with people who are like, I might have a space you can use, but it's like, but you can't. You can't.
We're gonna do photography.
The big ambitions for the photography.
And like you have big. I mean, you basically you set dressed the new house I'm in, and had
I'm looking forward to it when we maybe look at.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I don't know when, but we're gonna do it. He's got good ideas. They're good ideas. They're big, but they're good ideas. So you do photography. Is that also like a side gig, or is that just
I used to
you just do it for like people you like?
I used to do it headshots because living in LA, I've had multiple roommates and friends that are actors that need headshots. But
right.
I always felt bad. I mean, headshots. I had a buddy pay like $1,400 for like 4 hours for headshots, and like that's that's not an abnormal thing. So I was like, I can get you decent headshots, but I'm not going to get you like whatever their level is. I can get you good enough headshots. And some of my friends actually still use the photos that I've taken of them.
Damn.
But it's not creative is what it is. I like the photography of being creative, and with headshots it's pretty much like, all right, same thing, same photo, move a little bit, try this a little bit, change this a little bit. And it's just,
right.
It's not creative at all. And so I stopped doing that because it was a lot of time for me to take my gear somewhere, do a photo shoot that I really wouldn't have fun with, and then take my gear back and then have to go through and everything like that. And then if they pay me for edits, it was just a lot of work for what I was getting paid, and I didn't like doing it.
Right.
But now I'm actually in Long Beach tonight and today because tomorrow I've got a photo shoot.
So one thing I love talking to you about is I'm just out of a relationship, and which is weird for me to say, but we talk a lot about intimacy and like looking for like intimacy with partners and like looking into what different levels of like what we think is intimacy,
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to all of that, like I know that we had talked about like headshots and stuff and like good relationships and people, and like one thing I keep in my life are some ex-girlfriends for that exact reason, because we still can be intimate in a way. We can be intimate with sharing with things with each other that only we have, or only that we only share with each other exclusively. It's not like sexual, or it's not like physically intimate, but it's like intimate on a level of like, oh, you get this, and only you get this, and I will only share this with you. Do you keep people in your life like that, or is that just Dylan, do you keep people like that? You do?
Dylan?
We'll get to you later, motherfucker. But
yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I mean, my high school sweetheart for sure. I mean, we dated for a little over 3 years. We were each other's first loves, everything like that.
Right.
And yeah, we actually still talk, hang out every once in a while. She's actually my chiropractor, who I was actually trying to get you with, because she's great, and
Really, the chiropractor?
Yeah,
wow,
the chiropractor.
That's where you chime in on chiropractor out of all the shit.
How's your back doing over there, buddy? Huh?
I have a fucked up back, so.
Did you turn the mic on? Is it on?
Yeah.
All right. I don't even see any of your shit registering, but
I'm not loud at all.
No.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, she's, I mean, I always knew, I tend to really like the smart ones. And yeah, I always knew that she was going to be doing something awesome with her life, and she didn't plan on opening up her own chiropractic practice at, I think she was 29.
Damn.
Yeah, but
go get her.
it was awesome because right around then is when I joined the union, got some health insurance, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, we'll pay for your chiropractic stuff." So as soon I was like, as soon as you can charge my insurance, like let me know. So I was
Right.
one of her first clients, and her family does a blues barbecue every year that sometimes my family goes to, but yeah, we it's a lot of fun when I see her and hang out. There's it's cool to definitely like know someone that long. I mean, again, we were young, so this was a long time ago, but
right.
And we have that history together. And she was, she was doing an adjustment, whatever, and I started laughing, and she started laughing. She's like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "Well, I've just known you for so long, literally half of our lives, and it's like you kind of you were taking care of me then, and now you're my doctor, you're taking care of me now." And she started laughing, and no, it's awesome. I definitely, it's someone who I definitely know and have. It was a very loving relationship, and I know what love is, and what and with that, like, it was a very healthy relationship for both of us.
It's pretty young. I mean, young,
it was young.
Is like, it's hard to be healthy.
But the thing is, to have a young and as healthy of a relationship as you can at a young age, it felt like a kind of a mature relationship. I mean, we dated when I was in college, and then when she got into college and everything like that. But yeah, we were young, but it was great to have that experience. Like, we didn't have like an embarrassing or fucked up high school, maybe potentially traumatic experience. Like, I feel like from that, and not that I try and base every woman off of her, every relationship off of that one, but
I mean, that would be not
no,
good.
no, it's not. But
because
the thing is,
at 15, 16, 17, if I'm basing girls off that, well, I would be in jail.
No, but what I'm saying is that I know what it was like to have like someone that was a partner who was a best friend, who we were intimate, but we were also great together, and we had friends.
Like, you could be best friends, and you can have all those things.
Oh, we were each other's best friends. We were awesome together. We spent so much time together. It was almost every other day.
I don't think I learned that until later on, that I could be like friends with the person I'm also dating. It sounds great. I know. Don't look at me like that. But it's like, you think like, when you're young, it's like, damn, this girl's hot, or like, this girl's like very like sensual or sexual to me, but I can't talk to her a lot.
Well, see, again, that's the thing is, I like
her.
And again, I think I've a lot of times I've maybe, been fighting out of my weight class, but like I said, I like him smart.
Oh, punching up.
Well, the thing is, like I said, she was 2 years younger than me, but we still. I mean, I'm also kind of immature, so we kind of met in the middle.
Kind of, bro. You're in a room of immaturity, dude. You're not alone, dude. You're not alone.
But no, so it's just I had a relationship where, like, and communication was great, and we were best friends, and we could hang out, just the two of us, and we can go hang out with her family or my family, and we can go hang out with her friends or my friends, and actually my friends became her friends, and her friends became my friends, and our friends mixed. It's Rob knew all these people, and and it was awesome.
That's early though. That's hard.
It was early for sure.
Want to mix.
Well, I tell you what. I can't remember if I think I have told her this, but years later. So after 3.5 years, kind of one of the reasons we broke up is, it was a mixture of, the first thought that scared me was, man, I would love to marry this woman.
That's a scary thought.
I was 20 years old.
That's a scary thought. I was almost 21.
But the thing is,
God. I felt that at like 32, and I was like,
but
no.
The thing is, like,
no.
But this is also the thing about me. Like, when I first thought that, I was like, all right, let's step back and analyze this. It's not like, yes, absolutely, that's what I want to do. Let's go fucking do this. I was like, wow, why am I thinking that? And
because it was that good?
And it wasn't just a one-time thought. It was like, oh shit, like I could, but again, I'm 20, she was like almost 19. That's and I was like, and so it scared me. And young. And again, I'm in college now. She's in college, and also I'm at San Diego State. Gorgeous women everywhere, and everything like that. And So it just, it started making me question and realize like, wow, we are young and we have so much to grow and explore and learn about ourselves before we're just each other, whatever. So that's why we broke up, and it was difficult for sure.
Because it was so good and you're like, no. I don't want to make this even better. I want to see what else is out there.
Yes.
I see.
Yes and no.
I say this 15 years later, and like, you know what I mean? It's just
I mean, it was yes and no. And the thing is, it's good because she spent like 18 months in New Zealand living around with,
Right.
in a camper van. I did my thing. Like
Right.
we've had our own lives, and it's cool that we've kind of, for a couple of years we didn't have a whole lot of contact, but then we kind of did a little bit. And actually, I don't remember what got us back into contact. But yeah, now we text, every week or every other week, something like that. Just a little what's up. And then when I come down here, I try and see if I can get a chiropractic visit and
just kind of keep up.
Yeah. So,
is there any like hope there?
No, I don't think so. I mean, whoever is out there that is single, like she's awesome and amazing. Like she's definitely
right.
If she wanted to wife up, I'd be like, all right, I'll give it a chance. Let's go. Like,
that
date
seems
it up.
pretty ego. I think I know. I don't think it'd be like that. I think it would be like you'd like want to weigh that out, right?
No, I'd want to weigh it. I
You'd
wouldn't
be
just
like,
go
hey,
and do.
give me an honest shot. Give me a shot.
And the thing is, like, we dated when we were kids. So like,
right.
I don't,
Who is this person now?
Yeah, exactly.
Who is this person now? And now you're probably so different.
I'm different. She is different. I mean, but the cool.
Well, she's a bad bitch. She owns her own business.
Yeah, but and the fun thing is about it when we hang out together,
right.
like it might be a little bit of nostalgia or whatever of just our relationship because.
Ooh, that's a thing.
Because
too,
the thing is, we're also. There's no one version of me. You have a version of me. You have a version of me. She has a version of me.
Right.
So there's no single version of me.
Mm-hmm.
So the relationship that I have with her, like, it does make me feel young again. I think I see that from her, and we have fun. And again, we were best friends. So we are good friends. So after I do a photo shoot at her place tomorrow for a new massage therapist, she's going to give me adjustment, and she's going to take me out to lunch.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, she's like, hey, I'll put you in right before my lunch hour. We'll just get some lunch around here.
Do you consider this like an intimate relationship or more of like just like I'm happy that this person's in my life and I have a lot of love towards this person? Because often I find myself like
yes.
often I find myself like I think I'm like either in love with someone, but in reality, it's like I love this essence that they were, or like this thing they gave me, and I'm like I'm in love with that thing, and I want to get that thing again. And then you like really hang out with them, and you're like, Jesus, fuck, dude.
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
It's a little bit of I feel good, and thinking about it later, it's maybe because I feel young because. She reminds me of us being young.
Sure.
But also I enjoy being friends with her as adults and knowing her when she was young and knowing us now and seeing where we're going to be in the future. And it is more of like a love that, I mean, I know that, I have a love for her. I'm not in love with her. She's not in love with me, but again, we've known each other for 16, 17 years.
Yeah. We've
known each other on a very intimate level.
Right.
And although it might not be an intimate thing, I mean, the way we are together, the love that we have for each other is at least an intimate thing between the two of us. And I enjoy that. And I like that I see that she has that as well. It's reciprocated. It's just a good feeling. It probably releases some good dopamine, serotonin,
100,
oxytocin,
100.
everything in my brain.
Is she in like an untouchable category? Did you put her in your like? I
No.
mean, like in like sometimes when you go through relationships and stuff, you have to put people in boxes that are like I can communicate with this person, or I can't communicate with this person, or like I can't even have any contact with this person, or like I can only contact this person through one channel, you know? And I guess my question to you is like, I mean, you said you didn't go through like contact and you gone through like years and years and years of like whatever, but like now is she just like, is she in like the friend zone permanently?
No.
That was quick.
No.
That was pretty quick.
Definitely not.
Oh wow.
No, just and that's the thing is, I think that's just a connection that we had.
Right.
And again,
I would say still have.
Still have. But the thing is, obviously, like everything, you base everything off of what we've experienced. So, but it's one of those things where like I would be obviously willing to, but again, we're different people, so it wouldn't be a jump into it, but yeah, and I rarely close the book permanently on anything.
That's bad.
Ever.
That's bad though. That's bad behavior. If you're not willing to shut the fucking door on some shit.
Oh no,
that's bad.
No. When I
Dylan's nodding his fucking head off. This kid's 19. Like, yes, dude, shut the door.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not putting my face in a giant. Yeah.
I mean, we're all guilty of that, right? We're all guilty. Yeah. Like I used to always accuse my triple X of like, she would do the same thing. It was like, you never permanently shut a door. Like you always leave a crack open. You never say, you never do the thing that it's like, it's over. And that was always upsetting to me because that always lets people back in who do not deserve your time.
Okay. A couple of things about that. I would like to retract my statement.
There we go.
I'm an overthinker. Okay. I sit and think a lot.
Okay.
And there's obvious things where, and I realize what is toxic, and especially getting in my 30s, I become very cognizant of what and who is toxic and make a conscious decision to expel that from my life.
Right.
With the people I hang out with,
right.
With sometimes family members and
friends.
Long
as we're clarifying that.
Yes.
I felt a little like, what the fuck?
but no,
you're so much better than this. This is not real.
You know what? I haven't tried heroin, but you know
there's always options.
But the thing is, coming back to the question of her or any relationship that I may have. And coming back to, I keep contacting with quite a few of the women I've dated over the years. Sure. Like we're still
good friends.
I mean, not like every day. I think
we're all. I think I don't want to say guilty, but I think like I have definitely kept in contact with ex-girlfriends, only because like they do know you on a level, and sometimes like they can call you on some bullshit that's like, damn, shit for real. Like you're gonna call it from all the way over there. Damn, I must be way out of pocket. And that could be good or bad.
But I will say with this was the fact that, I still am in contact with her, and better contact than over the years. We've been hanging out more. Yeah. And she is my doctor. Obviously she's my doctor. Obviously she's not. I would not be going to her if she was a toxic doctor.
Clearly, you're right. So or recommending your friends to a toxic doctor.
Hey, she might fuck you up more than when you come out, but hey,
she'll make you feel great emotionally.
So obviously, like if it was toxic, then no, absolutely I wouldn't take her back. But there's so many reasons why she's not. And I'm just saying that it'll probably never happen, and I'm not vying for that, and neither is she. We're just in a great relationship, but who knows what the future holds?
Right.
Who knows what future events are going to happen?
But you're not opposed to like shooting your shot. Maybe you feel something on a cold summer night.
No, absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It means you have some love in your heart.
Yeah. But now coming on to knowing whether to stay
right.
or
so here's what I want to do. I think this is a great moment to pause, take like a 5-minute break, and we'll talk about toxic people. We'll talk about bad people.
Okay.
And we'll talk about other shit. But what do you think? We take a break, Dylan? You nodding? Let's take a break.
All
right, sweet. Yeah. Let me know. Hey, we're back. We're back.
I'm here.
So when we left off, we were talking about toxic people, blah, blah, blah. But then in the break, we talked about something you had discovered after seeing something 3 times or 4 times in a week.
Yeah, a couple years ago. I forgot what we were watching, but yeah, in the span of like 7 to 10 days, something like that, like 3 different TV shows, movies, something like that. They had brought up the book love languages. They're like, what is their love language and everything like that. And I didn't understand what it was.
How old were you?
No, this was like 3 years ago.
Oh my
something like that.
God.
This is like 3 years
But
ago.
recently.
Yeah. How old is that book?
A long time.
Oh, really?
I got a girl when I was
Pregnant from
25 was like, what's your love languages? We were hanging out in some tree houses in this beautiful place. And
Oh,
she was
really?
like reading this book to me. And I was like, love language. I don't know. I love you. That's what I love. That's my language.
Yeah.
My language is I love you. I love no one else. This is it.
I don't know if I love you, bitch, is love
No,
language.
it's not good. You're right. You're right. I say that lovingly, but you're right. That's not it. I didn't know that there was like, I was very young men can be very black and white.
Yeah.
We can be we either love something or we don't love something,
Yeah.
and like in reality, like that's not real. Like there's shades, there's temperatures and grades, and there's all kinds of stuff. And it's not right to say you absolutely love something and you absolutely hate something. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
But learning about love languages, like what did you find out? Like I found out a lot about myself later on, but let's hear what.
So yeah, after that week or whatever, and these shows, people talking about love, I was like, I got to get to the bottom of it. Went, bought the book, read it. Makes so much sense. It's like as I was reading, it's like, yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
for sure.
Love the quality time.
Yep. So yeah, definitely mine is quality time and physical touch. And I really think that the two of those kind of really go hand in hand with yeah, if I can, that's stupid.
I would say mine are also. I would say that I would put physical touch down very low because I'm so afraid to be touched by people. Genuinely, like it's frightening to be touched by a person to me.
Interesting.
And so like I know that like to be intimate with someone, like physical touch is like very high up there.
Very, yeah.
But I also I enjoy like my one that I could do like with no problem without being so inside my head would be quality time, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I can hang out with someone and I can give them my attention and give them my time because we're both people that like we value our time highly value our time.
Me too.
And to me, when I give someone my time is like I'm giving away my pocketbook. Which is a horrible way to look at stuff. But as a Capricorn who loves jobs and business and transactional relationships, that's where it's at. It's like I'm giving you everything, my source, my beam of light, the thing that keeps me going. I'm going to give that to you for a little bit.
The interesting thing about that is there is a difference, and it is small, but it is big. Is there a difference between giving time and giving quality time?
There you go.
Well,
what's quality time to you? Quality time to me is like I put my phone down. I'm devoting my attention to you. We're gonna talk things out, or I'm gonna have a game plan that I'm gonna execute, and hopefully you'll be on board with. But I'm also open to changes. But I'm gonna make sure that whatever we do together, it's gonna be worth our time. It's not gonna be just watching a television, or even could be that.
I mean, but that's the thing is, you could even have, and again, with me, with having physical touch be very important to me, it could be a thing where like, I'm, we're watching a movie together and you're sitting there, whoever I'm with is sitting there and my head is in her lap. Easy thing. Like I love having my long hair because when I do that,
you have such long hair right now.
It's and I'm growing it out, but they love and it's great head of hair that they love running their fingers through it. So and even if we're not talking, we're enjoying each other's company, and there is the physical touch. So it is that intimacy. And
I wish I could have that. Like I wish I could. Like I would love to lay down in some girl's lap and have her like comfortably have her run her hands through my, like just thinking about that. It's like, oh my God, this is so much.
Well, it's interesting. There's shoot, I forgot the name of the woman who wrote the book, but she's a neurologist, one of the top neurologists. She wrote a book called The Female Brain, and a lot of it is talking about but from a woman's perspective, what releases like and mostly what a lot of shit comes down to is the release of oxytocin, serotonin
Right.
in our brain.
Right.
And in that, she talks about physical touch and connection. That's the 20-minute hug. Have you ever, or the 20-second hug?
20
minutes. That was a
Just
long
fucking
fucking-
gave me a fucking mild heart attack.
That's his nightmare.
Bro,
That's his
what
nightmare.
the fuck? 20 minutes?
No, 20-second hug.
I've done a couple of those. Like, I
Where-
get uncomfortable for sure.
Well, but she said it's interesting that there's a window from 20 to 30 seconds that when holding someone and hugging someone, having that physical connection.
Oh, it releases.
That it's like, it's kind of almost this thing like, okay, it's just a hug. And there might be some buildup or blockage or whatever, but at 20 to 30 seconds, your body kind of naturally just releases all that dopamine and serotonin into your brain, and your body releases, and just kind of stress falls and everything like that. And so that's just, and it'd be interesting to see with you, maybe, maybe a,
maybe
you got some blockage, but it's to me that I think that's just simple intimacy. That's it doesn't have to be like we're playing checkers or playing chess all the time.
Right.
One of the things I used to love
Like
is
just
like
walking.
we're on the same couch. You're reading a book. I'm reading a book. Our feet are intertwined and shit like that. Little cutesy shit.
I love I love like staring. I'm like
See, I meant
I'm creepy, man. I
and-
just like in that moment, if it was me and Dylan, right, we're like reading a book, I'd just be like, I wouldn't even read after a while. I would just stare.
and again, that's quality time. That's you being you,
right,
and hopefully the other
right.
person being them and not being annoyed by it,
Or
but like,
weirded out.
but like, yeah, and like playing with it. Like, there you go. There's your fucking quality time.
right.
There's your build of intimacy. That's fun. That's love. Everything like that. It's reading some of the other ones. It almost was confusing. Like someone like what is that? Words of affirmation. I get that one.
I love words. I mean, so it was for me before, let's say this conversation, I would say that it was quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch. But now I would say almost to me, if I'm really into you, it's going to be physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation. Now, words of affirmation are to me, a gateway to like a physical touch, only because like when people give you words of affirmation as a creative person, hey, this is a good piece of work, this is very pretty, or this is good, or I like this, or I feel this about it, that means that you connected with them on a level that only you've connected with them, because this is your piece of art and no one else can recreate that. And two, they have a genuine opinion about it that they want to express to you, and that it's like, whoa, this is big. So when words of affirmation to me, to what I'm realizing was a huge substitution for physical touch. So I would say, like, oh, your words are
you would feel warm and satisfied from that.
Yeah, 100%. And like I still feel that a lot. And it's good, especially when you make something, even from like mutual friends and stuff. Even when you do stuff,
you want to hear that the effort you put in.
Right. I mean, you're surrounded by so much negativity like all the time. Again, I think like words of affirmation, they do hold a lot of weight.
I definitely get that for sure. I kind of, the way I saw words of affirmation, at least in the book, and also just because the thing is, I think everyone thrives off of words of affirmation, and I think that we should try and lift each other up on a daily. I mean, like, I want to come to your art and be like, oh, dude, yeah, look at that art, that's dope, I like that, and I want that from you as well. And so just the way I saw it from a love language was, and I could be completely wrong, but I have known these people that like, you need to tell them like how good they look. You need to tell them this. You need to tell them that if they don't, it like drains them, or like they get on you, or like it drags down their energy, which drags down your energy and everything like that. Like,
it's not even
this
like
is, if that
it's just
was
like
their main love language, which to me, and I apologize to anyone out there who thinks that, words of affirmation is their number one love language. No, that's the thing is, and the thing is like, I would love, I buy flowers and I like giving gifts, but like that's not how I feel that you love me. That's a nice thing that comes with being in a relationship and being in a healthy thing and wanting to give gifts to each other. It's a feature.
Right.
And to me, it's really and really when it comes, and what's the fifth one again? It's
What did we say? We said
Words of
quality
affirmation.
time, words of affirmation,
Physical
physical touch,
touch.
gift giving,
Acts of service.
acts of service, which I also used to really love acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, damn, if you fucking get the oil changed on my car, I'll marry you probably. Actually, now that I think, no, not really. I mean, acts of service is fun. I love, you know what it is for me is I'm a big believer in, like, if you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't say you were going to do something. Oh, I was going to do this, but I didn't have time. Like, don't even say it. Don't say it. Don't say shit.
Yeah.
Don't even let me entertain the idea that you were going to fucking do something for me and make me almost love you a whole bunch more, but then instead make me hate you because it's like, well, why didn't you do that? And you're like, oh, I didn't make time for it. Well, why'd you say it in the first place? But if you do just say, hey, you know what? I took some time out of my day today and I did this for you, and I just wanted to do this for you because I love you. That's huge.
No, that is absolutely huge.
Huge.
And
But
again,
to rely on that all the time.
yeah, to rely on and
it seems so misproportionate.
But it's
to a
also it's one of those
relationship.
things where if say I'm dating someone. And I don't mind doing, and I like to do things from time to time, and surprise them. It's always a nice little surprise when you do something like that.
Right.
But for someone to, if this is their number one love language, to expect that, and for me to keep doing that, and if I don't, then they're like, oh, do you not love me? It's like, no, I've been working 70 hours this week. I'm tired, like blah blah blah.
Right.
Acts of service, just like with gift giving, is like something that if I'm in a relationship, like I like to do.
Right.
But really, when it comes down to it, and we briefly talked about this earlier, you mentioned it earlier, one of the most expensive things to us is time. So for me, like, if you don't give me gifts, all right. If you give me a gift, oh, this is awesome. If you do an act of service, awesome. I might pay attention or say something to you if you don't do anything. It's any healthy relationship is a give and take and a reciprocation of effort and everything like that. But really giving your time and being with me, being in the same room, and like making it okay to be with that person, I think is huge. And coming back to, one of my first relationships, she really was, my best friend, one of my best friends. So, I really enjoyed hanging out with her. Whatever we were doing, that was awesome quality time.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that back then because I didn't read the book. It took me, almost 20 years to discover that it was an actual thing. But
hey man, better late than never.
But it's made me aware when I'm dating now of the women that I date now, or when I'm talking to now, and I'm at least better at picking up on it. Like I said, the woman I was dating, who I asked her after like the fourth time we hung out, we went on a drive all the way up to Big Bear Lake. The boat rentals were all rented out. I called her that week. They rented out. So we're like, we'll just go to the beach. We went in the water for a little bit, and then we drove down. And then we hung out at her apartment for like an hour. And this was, like I said, like the fifth time we were hanging out. And I asked her, I was like, do you like hanging out with me? And she's like, well, I spent all day with you, didn't I?
Right.
And I was like, yeah, but we didn't do anything. We sat in the car. Like, I tried to have a conversation. Like, there was no real reciprocal. Like, I try and put like my hand on her knee or hand on her hands. There was just nothing. And not only like, it wasn't a pull away or anything like that. There was just nothing reciprocated. I didn't know how she felt. I didn't. And to me, I don't.
So
it's just
fourth or fifth time
we were hanging out, and it's one of those things where I was just like,
and there was no like, and you hadn't had like kissed her or anything?
Oh no, we had. Oh, I had kissed her.
Well, yeah, that's a we, but yeah.
Yeah, well, no, but I'm saying, I'm saying, how many times do I have to kiss her before she kisses me?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And not that I'm expecting that.
And you didn't have sex with her before then?
No.
But
so no, it's just
4 dates in.
It's just one of those things. But the thing is, but that's the thing is that the dates weren't really dates. They were kind of hangouts.
Oh, they were like time consumers.
Yeah, and I think really what it came down to was that she liked to hang out with someone. She liked to not be alone.
Oh.
Because I tried many times to
Dude, some girls
to get
have
a little
those kind
bit.
of guys though that they just hit up. They just want to hang.
Yeah.
with.
But the thing is, I realized
They're
that.
called friends.
No, I just realized that she could not provide the intimacy that I needed. I mean, like if she thought
The
that
level
if
of it-
she thought that was a good day of us hanging out, I was like, I got
Pretty
nothing
weak. Yeah,
from that.
pretty
That
weak.
was
Yeah.
weak.
I think one thing that I've expressed to a former girlfriend was like, you know, one thing that she had was like a lot of emotional armor, where it was like very tough to get to their emotional core, mainly because, you know, they're a very guarded woman. Like that's just like how it is. Fine. But it took like a long time, and there was like levels to it. You know, you get like level 1, and then after 6 months, there was like level 2, and then after like 9 months, it was like 3, 4. It's like, whoa. Where's these levels? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And so, you know, some people aren't comfortable giving that up so quick because they do feel run over. You know, this fucking world sucks a little bit, high key. And like, if you're not like, I don't know, sometimes also like there's 2 types of, maybe 2 or 3 types of love where it's like you have that like spark, like, holy shit, this is like intense and I want to give this person everything. And then there's that other love where it's like, I want to like feel this person out and like maybe build something, you know, do the Lego factor where it's like, I got all this on the table. Let's see what we can do together. You know?
Yeah, no, I get that. I just, after hanging out with her 4 or 5 times,
She's a fucking bummer, dude. She had to go.
I got nothing.
She's a fucking bummer, dude.
I got better things from bad first dates.
Right. Than 4 hangouts of like, and if you can't even acknowledge, like, you can't say I had a good time with you, but it's like, no, girl, no, girl. Woman.
I date women.
Man, girl, if you ever say, you can't say we're having a good time after 4 days. Man, we just got the conversation started and we have to end it, which is so shitty, but it also makes me like excited for when you come back.
Yeah, part 2 would be great.
So,
part 2 of 50. I just signed an exclusive contract.
The Up Late Network. He's on for 50, folks. You should check out his art. Aaron Arnold Arts.
I need to get some more on there.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'll link it all in the podcast. Everyone to your Instagram.
Yeah, it's most of my photography, but I also I've been trying to research and figure out how to properly photograph my art because it's Aaron Arnold art. It was originally supposed to be for my artwork to go online.
Right.
And then I never did. And I was like, well, fuck it. I'll just put my photography on here.
Hey man, we all get depressed and fucking drop projects. You know, that's how life works.
Can't tell you how many projects are like 80% done.
Oh man, it's about my whole life. I can't even express to you. Anyway, great conversation. Always good. And I'm excited to have you back. I'm gonna love to talk intimacy. Dylan, you talk so much. Everyone's fucking decided we don't like you. So maybe you talk less next time, huh?
His exclusive contract is yet to come in.
As always, follow us on everything at Jason is Up Late, Twitter, Instagram, the whole thing. If you are my friend and you actually enjoy the podcast, look me up at Jason Awesome on Instagram. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe. Tell all your friends, tell your girlfriends. We're single. We're back on the block. Dylan's for sure single. And Aaron's single.
I am.
But he needs intimacy. So don't, come in and weird. But there is a Spotify playlist if you're feeling intimate and want to be weird and feel emotional. Look it up on Spotify. It's called Up Late? ? It'll be there. All right. Other than that, have a good night. I love most of you. All right.
Good night. Thanks for having me on.